Well, hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're all well. So it's the 31st of December 2020 and it's about 11 o'clock at night. And this is actually the first video that I posted in nearly a year now. And the reason for that is, like everyone else, it's been a very challenging year. But the other day I decided to reopen my YouTube channel to discuss 2020 today. And to my dismay, I actually found that a lot of my videos from 2018 and 2019 had actually disappeared, and I just don't know what's happened to them. Videos from 2017 are still on my YouTube channel, but the rest just seem to have gone. So anyway, just to discuss, I'll answer a couple of queries from people before I actually start to talk about 2020. And people have asked me why my profile name is Bazooka Joe. Well, there's a very simple reason for that. This is gum, and ever since I was 5 years old, I've loved the gum, and I've also loved the comic strips that came with it. Absolutely terrific. And it's one of those things that you kind of hold on to from your childhood, and I thought it made a pretty cool profile name anyway. So that's quite simple. The other question people ask me is, why do I call myself Bazooka Joe, the guy behind the wheel? Well, the reason for that's very simple. It is basically most of the videos that I've done have been whilst on the road somewhere. Although tonight this video has actually been filmed from my office in my house, and there's a reason for that, and I'll explain that one a bit later. So here we are, it's New Year's Eve, and like myself, I'm pretty sure that you'll all be glad to see the back of it and get moved into 2021. For me, the evening's been really quiet. I've had a takeout, a few chilled beers, watched a little TV, read my book because I love my books, and been streaming Apple Music in the background. So what's been happening for me in 2020? Well, the full lockdown, like all of us, it's been a bit of a challenge, to be honest. And we've all had to make dramatic changes to how we live and how we operate. I've been working from home since March, and there's no sign of that ending. I have to say that complete isolation with no face-to-face contact with anyone except for periods where the lockdown was relaxed and I was able to meet up with friends in bars, plus the occasional dinner date with lady friends. As a socialite and a people lover, I found it quite difficult. I've got to admit that. As we know, total isolation can actually mean significant mental health challenges, but I'll talk about that shortly. In addition to that, the contract on my car expired, which meant I had to hand that one back, and my new vehicle that I ordered in July still hasn't arrived yet because of delays with parts. They've not been able to build the cars because of shortages from factories, but it's actually due to arrive in March, so I'll talk about that a little bit later on. I had a vacation planned for March 2021 with my old high school buddies, most of them in the United States. We had a surfing holiday, vacation planned to Tahiti and a tour of Polynesia. That's been cancelled. And another thing for me was a major decision that I had to make about changing my will. Everything was going to my daughter, but I've had to change that because despite my attempts to contact her, I've not seen her now in over 7 years. So it's been a very difficult decision for me to make, to actually change the will and write her out of it. Despite all that, and despite all the challenges this year, it's always important to look for the positives. And there certainly have been some positives about what I've just been talking about. Working from home in isolation has meant that I don't have to do the 2.5-hour drive to work and back every day. No more travelling to meetings across the country, across Europe and across the United States. I've not had to do that. No more seminars or anything like that. And I've even managed to stop for lunch breaks, which is something that I never ever used to do. Isolation has been challenging, but despite that, not being able to see friends as much as I would like, it hasn't stopped me having phone calls with them, video calls, text messaging. So I've managed to stay in touch with them, so that's a good thing. I haven't really thought about any mental health challenges that I may have, because effectively I've been focusing on my team so much. My guys at work have been so productive this year amidst some very, very challenging circumstances. And one or two of them have struggled with isolation. So I've been focusing on their well-being. I've been focusing on their morale and trying to keep their heads up through one-to-ones and appraisals, because some have found the lockdown very challenging. But we've worked solutions together. So focusing on my guys at work has really, really helped me, because it's meant that I haven't had a chance to think about myself. Other good things is, well, as I said, my vehicle will arrive, so I will become mobile again. And that'll be the start of March. And this is what I've got ordered at the moment, which hopefully will arrive soon. What it has meant is I've had to adapt and change to my ways of shopping. And for essential stuff, so I've been using my local 7-Eleven stores. I've been ordering food online, and I've got the knack of using buses. And I have to say, the bus service in Swindon has been absolutely amazing. Buses running every 10 minutes, take me anywhere I want. They've been really good, and I've become a real convert with buses. And I think even when I have a vehicle, I will still continue to use buses, because they're just so convenient. The Tahiti vacation, as I said, is that's been pushed back, but we will attempt to go in 2022. As I said, it's a high school reunion. We talked about it for years. We finally wanted to make it happen. Yeah, hopefully that'll happen in 2022. And then what we're trying to do in the meantime is we'll try and arrange a get together for a meet up in Portugal in the autumn of 2021, because we'll have the autumn tides then, so the swells and the waves should be pretty good. And as for my will, well, that's a positive as well, because I will be donating my entire estate to the RNLI. The RNLI is a National Lifeboat Association. They do an absolutely fantastic job. It's very much voluntary. It costs nearly £1 million a day to run. They get no government funding. So if my estate goes to them, and if what I donate to them saves just one life, then it's got to be worth it. It really has. And the other thing I'm still excited about doing is obviously moving house either in 2021 or definitely by 2022, down to the Dorset coast, where I'll be near my beloved ocean again. And if that doesn't happen, I may yet move abroad, perhaps the Caribbean, maybe Spain. We don't know. I just don't know what I'm going to do yet. So it has been hard for everyone though, but we've got to remember a few things. We all have roofs over our heads. We're all snug and warm. We have food in our pantries and in our refrigerators. So we have to count our blessing, and we have our health as well. It is lonely for some people, and for those people that don't have friends, then online is just a godsend, because there are so many groups out there, singles groups, dating groups, support groups. They're on Facebook, they're on all sorts of online media, so there are opportunities for people to meet new people and make new friends. Work-wise, well, as I said, it's been very, very busy, and I've been recruiting all year, and I'm going to be recruiting in January just to cope with the massive programs of work that we're delivering for the NHS and fire and rescue and the police and social care. It is tragic that a lot of people have lost their jobs, but we have to remember that as one door closes, another one opens. Tens of thousands of jobs have been created in this country due to COVID. They've been created in the care sector, they've been created in the NHS, and then thanks to people switching to online shopping, supermarkets are recruiting thousands of staff. The online retailers such as Amazon and the courier companies are frantically recruiting. There are opportunities, and if you look at any recruitment site, you will see there are loads and loads of jobs in the care sector, the NHS, courier services, Amazon. There's loads and loads and loads, and I've got text messages coming through saying Happy New Year, so hopefully they won't interfere too much. So despite the awful times that we live in, let's just remember, guys, that life still offers opportunities, And it's really important to keep focusing on the positives and look for those positives. So what's going to happen in 2021? Well, we're going to be stepping into 2021 in a worse place than we were when we started 2020. But there are positives to think about. There are things to remember, and that is, one, the days are starting to get longer now. The nights are drawing out. The mornings are getting lighter as well. And we're only 10 weeks away from spring. And as we all feel better in the summer than we do in the winter. So that's good. We're now in lockdown to try and stem the flow of COVID. But we now have 2 approved vaccines that will start to roll out en masse from the 4th of January. So fingers crossed that by April we'll be in a place where the government, where the case loads will start to reduce, and the government can start to relax the rules again. And the more people that are injected with the vaccine, the less chance there is of the disease spreading, of the virus spreading. So let's be positive about that. I've got nothing more to add except that just to say that I will get some more broadcasts going. January, February, March, etc. I'll try and do one a month and increase it from there. So in the meantime, it is now 11:30 on December the 31st. So I just want to wish all you guys a very, very happy new year. And please remember to keep looking for positives and never ever give up on your dreams. So take care and stay safe, guys. Many thanks.